counties in America, only 9 have legalized prostitution. Since we know prostitution will happen regardless of the law, why is it illegal? Prostitution in the United States should be legalized. We should legalize prostitution in order to provide legal law enforcement aid to the sex workers, to boost our economy, and to reduce the violence towards women. This will help boost the American morale, the emotional and economic stability of prostitutes, by changing the current prostitution laws, showing how legal prostitution will benefit the economy and the health of the sex workers. The current laws governing prostitution need to be amended. Many people feel that this is a victimless crime, only dangerous because it's unregulated, and prostitutes can't turn for the police for help since it's illegal, and they would just go to jail for prostituting. Between 70,000 and 80,000 people are arrested every year for prostitution. Of these arrests, 70% are female prostitutes or madams, 20% are male prostitutes or pimps, and 10% are customers. These arrests cost us taxpayers roughly $200 million a year. Taxing sex workers' incomes could regulate the economy. Laws were intended to protect public health, protect minors who may otherwise become involved in the industry, prevent other associated crimes, and to stop exploiting women. But there's no evidence as to why we should not legalize prostitution in an effort to create revenue for our economy. Because of their profession, sex workers face many health issues with sexually transmitted diseases and HIV. Customers may get violent if they want to practice safe sex, so they can't really protect themselves against that. However, this is not their most important problem. They face more immediate daily issues, such as police harassment, low wages, dirty and expensive hotels, difficult or violent men, problems with keeping clean, getting enough to eat, and taking care of their children. Legalizing prostitution would benefit our economy. In 2007, researchers estimate that the entire illegal sex economy in Atlanta was valued at $290 million. In Miami, it was $205 million. In Washington, it was $103 million, and in Denver, it was $40 million. Nevada brothels pay no state taxes because Republicans didn't want funds for schools or other state services funded by sex work. But if they were to legalize it and tax it, they would gain significant revenue for the state and the counties that would receive the taxes. Also, prostitution shouldn't be considered a crime because it's between two consenting adults. Like, the person wanted to pay and the other person wanted to sell. So it doesn't make sense to arrest someone if they're their own victim. This will reduce violence towards women because brothels want to maintain their law-abiding, trouble-free businesses. So they make a policy to call police at the slightest hint of trouble, which gets in good with the police and within members of the community. The workers have to get monthly tests for syphilis and HIV and weekly tests for gonorrhea and chlamydia, and they're required to wear condoms in all sexual activities. So they practice safe sex, which enforces that the legalized workers would be healthy. Prostitution will be around regardless of the law, as I mentioned previously. Someone's always willing to pay and someone's always willing to sell. And we legalize and regulate a lot of other things that are morally controversial, such as gambling, alcohol, tobacco, lap dancing, and pornography. As I mentioned previously, there are 9 counties in America that have legalized prostitution, but in Mexico there are 13 states which have legalized it. In an area called the Galactic Zone, it's mandatory that prostitutes carry a mandatory health card that states their name, photo, health status, and it must be renewed every 3 months. It gives these sex workers freedom for when they work, how long, how much they pay, and who they will serve. On a good day, they can earn 10 times the daily minimum wage in Chiapas, which is roughly $4.55 in American dollars. The mandatory health card may seem a bit burdensome for them, but it gives them social capital, empowerment, professionalism, better working conditions, job satisfaction, and less fear of the nature of their work. Also, the registration and checkups encourage better health management, and it gives them a barrier against police harassment. Legal working is better than illegal working because of the improved relationships with the police, who are more willing to disrupt the disputes between customers and workers. Illegal workers face police harassment, fines, and violence, and they are twice as likely to become assaulted, robbed, or kidnapped. I hope you can learn to see how legalizing prostitution will become the best move for America in the near future. Legalizing prostitution will boost American morale, It will boost the economy and economic stability of sex workers. It will generate a wave of income for the economy, and it will reduce violence and other crimes. To make this change, we need to detach the stigma that applies to prostitutes, and we can start by referring to them as sex workers versus prostitutes.
So if they legalize prostitution, do you think that prostitution will still look like down upon?
I mean, I don't think that it's gonna change the way people think about it anytime soon, but it's become a part of our culture. Like, it's been there since the beginning, and it's still gonna be there in the future. So if it's illegal, I mean, it's still gonna happen anyway. We might as well make money off of it.
What makes you think legalizing prostitution will boost the morale of America?
Because I feel like prostitutes will feel better about themselves. I feel other people will begin to accept them gradually, and I feel like it will just make America, like, we'll get more money off of it, so we'll have better, like, state things, like it will fund our schools better, and I think it will just raise everything with it.
So if it was made legal, what would like the age restrictions be on it?
I think they would have to be at least an adult to get in there, because, like, because there's laws against minority, like, there's laws against child pornography and stuff, so it would be laws against child prostitution, so I think they would have to be 18 too.
But
like you said that they would take like precautions and stuff to make sure that the workers were like healthy and stuff. Well, would they do anything about the people that are paying for it? Like, would they be able to do that, like test them before they?
I don't think that they would take that precaution. I think they would just want to make sure that the people who are selling are healthy, because it's like they're the ones putting it out in the world versus the people who are buying it.
Are there any other gains besides monetary benefits for our country, our community? Think of our community here in Franklin County. We had legalized prostitution here. Is there any other benefit besides monetary gains?
I think I don't know. That was hard. I think people just need to look at it in a different way about how it will help our country, and like, it happens regardless of the law. And I think that it will reduce violence, because they can actually report crimes to the police, and the police can actually protect them, versus them versus getting fined for it or getting arrested for it. Like, I think if they were to arrest people for it, it should be the people buying it, because they're the ones looking for it. I just think it will reduce violence also.
Good job.